Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's a special one because we're diving into the House of Leaves, finally. It's a cult classic that has haunted dorm rooms, thrift shops, and literary circles since 2000. If you read it, you know that this book isn't just read, it's experienced. And if you're curious, there will be some spoilers in this video, so this is your official warning. We're diving into the hallways, the relationships, the breakdowns, and all of it. If you're still reading and want to hit pause, nobody would blame you. Finish the book and we'll be waiting here for you when you're ready. So let's start with the house, because honestly, that's the heart of this whole story. At the center of the plot is the Davidson house, a quiet suburban home that should be boring, ordinary, and predictable. But instead, it holds the greatest horror, impossibility. A single hallway appearing where no hallway should be, a closet that grows deeper than the walls that frame it. It starts as a small, almost absurd detail, but soon it becomes something else entirely. A darkness, an endless shifting void that defies all logic. The scariest part is the house never really declares itself an enemy. It doesn't threaten. It doesn't explain. It doesn't even acknowledge. It simply exists. And by existing, it unravels everyone who comes near it. The brilliance of the house is that it never gives you a monster to fight. You can't swing a weapon at silence. You can't argue with emptiness. The house is an abyss that swallows light and reason. And in doing so, it reflects the same abyss that lives inside the people exploring it. Will's obsession, Karen's fear, the team of explorers, each broken in their own way. The house exposes them, not by chasing them, but by being patient, by waiting. What makes this so chilling is that the house isn't just a haunted house. It is an empty void. It doesn't roar. It doesn't scream. It's just there, and the silence is worse than any monster. So knowing what we know about Danielewski's intention with the book, how he sought to help people recover from fear, what does the house really represent? For me, I think it mirrors human emotion. It mirrors trauma and grief and relationships all falling apart. It eats away at people slowly, not with jump scares, but with doubt. So now it's time to jump into the relationship of Will Davidson and Karen. Will Davidson is a man who has built his entire identity on seeking out danger and documenting it. He's not comfortable unless he's facing something insurmountable. The house plays perfectly into his instinct. For him, it's not just a mystery, it's a calling. He throws himself into the exploration because it gives him purpose. But the cost is way more than he thought it was. It pulls him away from his family. It isolates him from Karen. And eventually it strips him down till nothing is left but obsession. And even then, the house doesn't care. It doesn't reward his persistence. It doesn't yield its secrets. It simply goes on being impossible. Will's obsessed with exploring, with documenting, with proving what's inside the house. He's chasing meaning and he's chasing control. And Karen, his partner, she just wants a safe, stable home as any mother would. She's terrified, and honestly, who wouldn't be in their situation? It's not just the house, but what the house does to Will. She doesn't want to be married to emptiness. She doesn't want her children growing up in a place that makes no sense, where the walls could shift at any moment. Her need for safety and stability is just as human as Will's need for adventure, and that conflict is what makes their relationship so real. She represents desire to stay grounded when the world is crumbling, and yet, even she is drawn back to the house. The house has gravity, and no one escapes its pull entirely. The beauty in their relationship is how their fights, their silence, and the distance echo the shifting hallways. The house changes, but so do they. Sometimes it pulls them apart, and sometimes it forces them together. In the end, it's not really about conquering the house, it's about whether they can survive it together. So helping Will and Karen navigate are the team of explorers, Holloway, Jed, and Reston. Each of them bring their own cracks into the house, and each of them break differently. Holloway especially, he embodies the way that the void strips away all sanity. His descent isn't just physical, it's psychological. He becomes unhinged and paranoid and violent. The house doesn't have to kill him. He destroys himself trying to conquer what can't be conquered. The explorations into the house, those long descent into the black hallway, are some of the most chilling parts of the books. Every step feels heavier. Every sentence stretches thinner. The way the text itself changes, narrowing and shrinking and twisting on the page, traps you into that same claustrophobic atmosphere. You feel the dread of going deeper, even when nothing seems to happen. And that's the genius of it. The fear isn't in what you see, but in what you can't see, in the idea that the darkness has no end. The echoes of trauma run through every layer of this book, but nowhere more strongly than in Johnny Truant's story. His footnotes start as quirky commentary, almost distracting, but the further you read, the more they consume the narrative. His paranoia bleeds through, and soon you're questioning whether any of this is real at all. Did Zampano even exist? Was there really a manuscript? Or is Johnny inventing the whole thing as his mind collapses? Johnny's unraveling oftentimes feels scarier than the house. His notes are scattered and frantic, full of paranoia. The more he writes, the less stable he becomes. His hallucinations, his breakdowns, his memories of his mother, they all form kind of a second house. One made of flesh and memory instead of walls and corridors. And here's the most terrifying part. His house feels just as real as Navidson's, and you really start to wonder if the manuscript is just a metaphor for Johnny's trauma. If the void in the house is the same as the void inside him. And in a way, it doesn't matter if the Navidson record is real or not, because the collapse, the paranoia, the emptiness, it's all real for Johnny, and by extension, for us. And this is where the unreliable narrator trope just works. Sometimes it can feel overused or outdated, but here in this story, it's brilliant. You never have solid ground. Every piece of information is filtered through layers of voices. Zampano, Johnny, the editors, even the occasional commentary from strangers. You're constantly wondering, who do I believe? Who's telling the truth? Or is truth even possible here? That disorientation is exactly the point. It makes you experience what the characters experience, the destabilization of reality itself. The house might be real, or it might be Johnny's metaphor for his own trauma. Either way, the collapse feels the same. So let's dig in the ending, because that's one of the most debated parts. The house doesn't collapse. It doesn't explode. It doesn't give some final revelation. Instead, it contracts. It shrinks back into something almost normal, as if it had never been infinite in the first place. That's unsettling because it means the house chooses. It chooses to appear, to expand, to devour, and it chooses to fade again. It has no logic we can understand. It's not defeated. It's just done. For now. Will and Karen, in their own way, survive. Their relationship is scarred, but intact. Transformed, obviously, by what they endured. Did they defeat the house? No. But maybe survival itself is the only victory possible. And Johnny's ending is even less conclusive. His spiral continues, unresolved. There's no clean closure because trauma doesn't end neatly. It lingers, it loops, it follows you long after you close the book. And to me, that's Danielewski's whole point. The house mirrors every character differently. For Will, it's a challenge. For Karen, it's a threat. For Holloway, it's a mirror of his own violence. For Johnny, it's a projection of his trauma. And for us, the readers, it's all of those things at once. It becomes whatever void you carry. And when you finally finish, when you finally close the cover, there's this sense that the house hasn't gone away. It's just waiting, expanding somewhere else. Maybe in your own thoughts, maybe in your own fears. But that's why the book sticks. Because it's not about what's in the dark hallway. It's about the fact that the hallway is there at all. And you'll never stop wondering where it leads. And that's what makes the House of Leaves so powerful. It's not about solving a mystery or conquering a monster. It's about learning to live with the things that you can't explain. The darkness in the house. The darkness in your own past. The things that keep you awake at night. You don't defeat them. You adapt. You endure. And sometimes you get lost. So what do you think? Was the house real, or was it all in Johnny's head? Did you see it as grief, depression, obsession, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comment. I really want to hear your theories. Thanks for hanging out in this breakdown. And hey, if you enjoyed this, make sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We've got more weird, haunting book club picks coming. Next month, we're digging into S by Doug Dorse and J.J. Abrams. Cheers, everyone. Until next time.